no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, breaking down every single free agent move that the Raiders made in terms of bringing in a guy. And we're going to be giving out some grades here. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. I'm a tough grader. A was a great move. B was good. C is average. D is bad. F is a fail. But if you don't know what players I'm talking about, it's probably because you're not subscribed to the Raiders Report. We've done at least a live video or a video around literally every single one of these players. So to make sure that you don't miss anything during the offseason, because guess what? Football, 365 days out of the year. It's why it's Mitchell Renz 365. I want you to hit that big red button underneath this video that says subscribe and turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss anything. I mean, what do you have to lose? It's 100% free. So seriously, Raider Nation, go ahead and do that. You can see the link below. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. I need you to go ahead and send that link to all your friends. Raider Nation, what's going on? Mitchell Renz here, and we're getting ready now to get into our offensive free agent grades. The first position that I'm going to start off here is the running back position, and we're going to kick it over to Kenyan Drake. I'm going to give this a C grade. If you were to just give me based on talent alone, Kenyan Drake is a B-plus player. However, I was not thrilled about the deal. 2 years, $14.5 million with $11 million guaranteed. Sure, his cap hit this year is respectable, only $3 million. But if you want to talk about guaranteed contracts, right? Kenyan Drake got $11 million guaranteed. The next closest running back in free agency, Chris Carson, 5.5. Like, this was a massive overpay at a position that I don't really think that the Raiders needed to go out and do. Is he a talented player? Yes, absolutely. Is he going to help the offense? Yes, absolutely. But how many Raider fans out there would have rather them spent that $14.5 million, $11 million guaranteed on the defensive side of the football, on going out and getting somebody great? Is he going to be an RB2? Is he going to be a great RB2? Is Drake and Josh probably one of the best running back combos in the league? Yes, I am not disputing that. I am simply saying it wasn't a big need. He's the RB2, and I wish they would have invested that money in a little bit other places. And when you look at a lot of the other contracts at the running back position, it was an overpay. Let's all go to the wide receiver position here. I got John Brown at a B- grade. 1 year, $3.75 million deal worth up to $5.5 million. The Raiders were trying to bring in a veteran speedster, a lot like what they had with Nelson Agholor last year. And instead of spending $13 million a year on Agholor, they decided to go a cheaper route with John Brown. When he's fully healthy, he's a talented dude. In 2019, he had over 1,000 receiving yards. I'm not saying that he's going to put up that type of production for the Raiders. But if you're telling me right now that John Brown can put up a solid 750 yards, we'll throw out a number like 5 touchdowns, and he's making the type of money that he's making, that's pretty good deal to me. If he can stay healthy, I'm telling you what right now, we're going to go back, we're going to look and be like, you know what? John Brown was one of the best acquisitions that the Raiders made, and I hope that B- is me eating my words. I hope John Brown turns out to be an A. If there's the one player on offense that I think is the most likely to be an A, it's John Brown. We're also going to go here to another wide receiver that the Raiders signed, Willie Snead. This is a 1 year, $1.13 million. If you want to be exact, $1.127 million with $987,000 guaranteed. He is a solid slot wide receiver, and he's going to add some depth. The reason why it's a C grade is because it makes everyone out there just kind of go, well, it's an okay move. If you're hoping that Willie Snead's going to be able to come in and be a dominant receiver, you're just not going to be in the right spot. If Willie Snead does go on to have a good year, we're saying like 500, 600 yards, that means like Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, or, I don't know, Hunter Renfrow, they went down with an injury. That's not what you want. The Raiders were, again, looking for another veteran receiver that they were hoping they could just plug and play in case they needed them, and that's exactly what you're going to get out of Snead. I like him. He's a good player at 28 years old. He didn't look very good last season with the Baltimore Ravens. That's why he got a cheaper contract. When he's on the football field, he's going to be a chain mover. He's going to be a reliable receiver. He's going to be able to fit the offense. But it's not a pick that I'm really, really excited about. It's exactly why I gave it a C. Speaking of C's, got a lot of C's here so far on offense. Nick Martin, it's a C-plus grade for me. As soon as the Raiders brought in Martin, I said this. He is going to be the backup of Andre James. A day later, they gave Andre James a 3-year extension worth $12 million. He is going to be the backup center, and anytime you have somebody like James who does not have a lot of playing experience, you want to be able to bring in a reliable veteran like Martin. Is he a top, like half, we'll say half, as good as half the centers in the league? Probably not. He's actually probably a little bit below average, but he also gives you a little bit of versatility. And that's what the Raiders were looking for here out of Martin, some versatility. So when you have Martin now, he's going to be that backup to James. He can actually play a little bit of guard. He can play right or left guard, but his main position is going to be this, backing up Andre James. Literally exactly what James did last year for Rodney Hudson. So out of the 4 moves that I just talked about here on offense, which move is the best offensive free agent signing? If it's Kenyan Drake, the running back, I want you to type D. If it's John Brown, type B. Willie Snead, go down in the comments and type S. If you think it's Nick Martin, type M. Obviously, judging by my grades, the one that I think is the best move is John Brown, B. The player that I think is the most talented, well, that's actually Kenyan Drake. Now, this is an A-plus deal we got going on at Panda Subs. Go to pandasubs.com, code Raider Nation. You're going to be able to save 40% off on the best tasting protein. That's for Chucky Heads, believe it, baby, out there. 30 grams of protein also per scoop. High-quality vitamins and supplements as well. You can get literally anything your heart desires at Panda Subs. Also, the owner of this company, he's a diehard Raider fan. That's why he's hooking me up with this awesome deal here. No sugar added in this protein as well. 140 calories per scoop. Only 1 gram of sugar. Like, this is insane how good this stuff is. And look at this deal. Usually $49.99. You could just cut that down Billy Mays style here, and it's only $29.99, but you got to use code Raider Nation. It's once again at pandasubs.com. That link is in the comments. It's also in the description. I know a lot of people that have already gone out and tried this product. I literally use it every single day. You will not regret it. It's also a great way to curb your appetite. I'm sitting there always at nighttime. I'm like waiting, like, oh man, do I want to have some cookies? Do I want to have a peanut butter and jelly? It's like midnight, and I'm sitting there and I want something to eat. This is the perfect late night snack to curb that appetite, and you're not going to feel bad about it the next morning. Pandasubs.com, code Raider Nation to save 40% off. Raiders free agency grades on the defensive side of the football. Mitchell Renz, Chat Sports, breaking it all down for you. The first move we're going to talk about is probably one of the best moves the Raiders have made in a long time. It's Yannick Ngakoue. It's an A-plus deal for me. If anybody out there says that this isn't an A-plus move, they don't know football. Direct them towards me. 2 years, $26 million deal with $22 million guaranteed. I'm telling you what, some people are like, I don't know about Yannick. He was the best 4-3 defensive end. Like, when I thought about how much Yannick was going to get, I was sitting there like 18, 19, $20 million a year. And then when this deal went through, I was like, really? Okay. At least 8 sacks in all 5 seasons that he's been in the football. Since 2016, the only dude that has more pressures than Yannick Ngakoue. Do you know who it is? His name's Aaron Donald. He's the only dude. 254 quarterback pressures since 2016. That's what he's going to be able to give you. So you got Cleveland Ferrell, you got Yannick Ngakoue, Max Crosby. That's a pretty freaking good defensive front, and he's only 25 years old. Yannick Ngakoue, it's an A+. Sticking here on the defensive line, I'm going to go Solomon Thomas. It's a B grade for me. It's a good move. 1 year worth up to $5 million. Sure, maybe I'm looking a little bit glass half full here because I'm like, okay, former number 3 overall pick. When I listened to Solomon Thomas talk, he's like, the biggest reason why I chose to go to the Raiders, it reminded me of the defense that I used to run at Stanford. And when I thought about, what was the best place for me to get the most production out, Solomon Thomas said the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, sure, he missed 2 games in 2020 due to a torn ACL. Hopefully he can bounce back from that. Limited to 2 games, so he missed 14. Only 25 years old, 6'3", 280 pounds. The talent is there. For whatever reason, he just didn't pan out in San Francisco. Is he a little bit undersized? Yes, he absolutely is. You know who also was a little bit undersized to play DT? Cleveland Ferrell. You know who also had one of the best years in football last year? Cleveland Ferrell. So if I'm Solomon Thomas, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, if Cle can do it, why can't I? If you're telling me right now I can get another Cleveland Ferrell for a 1-year, $5 million contract, I'll tell you what, the B grade is going to be a little bit too low. Sticking here on the defensive line, because that's literally the only position the Raiders have added so far, it's Quinton Jefferson. It's a C+ grade for me. 1 year, $3.25 million deal with $2 million guaranteed. The reason why it's a little bit higher than a C is because he has experience in a Bradley-esque type of system. It's not exactly like Bradley used, but it's similar. And for a young defensive football team, you need to have a lot of guys like this. This is the biggest reason why Jefferson was ultimately brought in here for this football team, because he's going to be also a coach on the field. That gave him a little bit of a higher grade. The reason why I couldn't make it a B- or a B is because, no disrespect to him, he's not going to come in there and totally change the football game. I think Mo Hurst is better. I think Jonathan Hankins is better. I think Solomon Thomas is going to be better. But if he can come in here and there and really give Mo Hurst, Hankins, and some of these other guys playing the defensive interior that extra breath, that is going to be worth it in the end. Maybe the coolest last name, Matt Dickerson. It's, another D+. 1 year, $1.25 million deal. He's athletic for his size. That's really the only good thing that I can get out of him. He's going to be a solid special teams player. He blocked 8 kicks in the NFL, 5 field goals, 3 extra points. So he gives you that ability. But if anybody out there is telling you, hey, watch out for this Matt Dickerson guy, because I saw like a report where the Titans said that he's one of the most athletic players for his size that they've seen. Yeah, he's 6'5", 292, he can move. But there's certain players who they have all this athletic ability, but it never translates to the football field. That's Matt Dickerson. That's why it was a D+ grade. Let's go to the next guy here. We got Darius Philon, C-. He hasn't played since 2018. He was arrested in 2019 on an assault charge for him, found not guilty. But the reason why the Raiders made this move, he played underneath Gus Bradley in 2017 and 2018. And when he was underneath Gus Bradley, phrasing, he was absolutely incredible. 32 games played with Gus, okay? 64 tackles, 8.5 sacks, 18 quarterback hits, 14 tackles for loss. If you can get that type of production for what they're paying him, which is going to be a 1-year vet min, that's an absolutely phenomenal deal. However, I am a little bit worried about his past. I'm also worried from him not playing football in 2 years, what kind of shape he's going to be in. That's why I gave it a C- grade. So out of these 4 players here, because if I asked you what's the best defensive signing, everybody, including my mother, would say Yannick Ngakoue. So what I want you guys to do is, out of the 4 players that you see on screen, which is the best defensive free agent signing? I want you to type ST for Solomon Thomas. I want you to type QJ from Quinton Jefferson, MD for Matt Dickerson, or DP for Darius Philon. All right, y'all, if you made it this far in the video, I want you to hit me up on Instagram. It's at MitchellRenz365. I'm always posting literally the latest news and rumors on there. I'm also posting stuff what's going on in my life. So if you guys want to ever talk to me, if you want to get to know me a little bit better, I do check my DMs. I got a puppy now, so he takes up a little bit more time. But I promise, every single night, I check my DMs. So slide in at MitchellRenz365. So let's go through these free agency grades one more time here. And it's just another reminder that for everyone who's watching this live, if you could like the video, please go ahead and do it. If you haven't subscribed to the Las Vegas Raiders Report yet, please go ahead and do so. I promise y'all, when I get to 77K subs, you guys are going to get a new mock draft, and this one's going to have some trades in it. I love being able to make videos for y'all, and I hope I can continue to make videos for y'all. So if you want more free videos here from the Raiders Report and from me, go ahead, hit that big red button that says subscribe. So one more time, grade the Raiders free agency from top to bottom. I'm not just saying the offense. I'm not just saying the defense. All of it, okay? Grade the Raiders free agency. Now, I didn't mention any of the players that re-signed. That's probably going to be another video, and I didn't want to put too much and throw too much at you. I also wanted to be able to give you guys my insight and my analysis on all these players. So what I want you to do, think about the Raiders' entire free agency so far, and I want you to grade it, A, B, C, D, or F.